Welcome to all of my students to today's mentoring session. As usual, I'll be starting this session with the weekly sectoral analysis. And first, we'll be analyzing the Nifty futures. Then, as usual, I'll be analyzing Bank Nifty and so on till the mid-cap index. And all of you know that I generally analyze the charts with a top-down approach. All right. So here we can see the monthly time frame. You can see I'm analyzing the monthly time frame charts. The trend in the last month was still up. Now, obviously, this candle cannot be taken into consideration. And the reason is we are still in the beginning of the month. But as of now, it seems even if we close here, I think the trend which was up since possibly August 2020 or maybe even July 2020 will immediately become flat. But that needs to be seen, as I told you that that particular candle is not yet complete. In the weekly time frame, we are in a downtrend. Nifty futures is in a downtrend, no doubt about that. But we can see there are a couple of support bands. The first support band comes between 16,250 to 15,900. And the second support is from 15,525 to 15,240. And if I go to the daily time frame, things are a little bit interesting. What I'll do is I'll first convert this chart into a line chart. And what can we see over here? We can see that the Nifty futures is still making a higher high over here, and even RSI. This is not a negative divergence, okay? But in case if on Monday we have a negative close within this support without any momentum, a small candle, technically we'll be having a lower low, okay, in terms of close, but we will also be within this support band, because this support band is huge. If you are talking about daily time frame, this is almost 350 points, which is not a joke. I understand that the volatility is so high that in a single day 350 points or 250 points move in Nifty is very, very common these days. I completely understand that. What I'm trying to tell over here is that today's candle, if you check, it's a high wave candle. Generally, high wave candles, when they come either in a downtrend, either in an uptrend, when they come at a juncture where we are at supports, and in case if there is any reversal sign, then we can have either a pullback or maybe something else, maybe a short covering or something. I'm not saying it will happen, but this is just a hint that market is getting tired day by day to go down, and we are at short-term supports, and this is a huge support band. Now, in case if we have a lower close on Monday, just little bit close, maybe even 50 points, just 50 points lower, then immediately what we'll have a lower low and we'll have a higher low in RSI. But this low should not be broken below this low. Then we'll have a sort of a positive divergence, which will be sign that the momentum on the downside is weakening. After that, we need to know, we need to see what happens. And this is not the best of the times to go short in the market. Understand this. This is not the best of the times to go short. This is the time to trail your stop loss. This is the time to trail your stop losses in Nifty futures. Keep it tight. In case if your stop losses get hit, just get out of the trade. Simple as that. All right. So the trend is down, no doubt about that, but we are hitting important supports. All right. Bank Nifty futures now. Let's go to the monthly time frame. Again, if I exclude this candle, because it makes no sense, we have just passed 3 to 4 days in this particular month, then I can say till here we were in an uptrend. And if we close over here, maybe at the end of the month, I think the trend will be flat, neither up, neither down. In the weekly time frame, again, the trend is certainly down. I do not ignore it. In fact, the RSI has made a lower low. Okay. You can see this low, this particular low in price is higher than this low, but RSI has made a lower low. So this is a sign that the current momentum is strong. Okay, the current momentum is strong and it can make a lower low. It can go below this, but it will need a lot of power to go down, because we are at support And again, in the Bank Nifty futures, okay, we have a high wave candle. So again, we need to see that there was a breakdown over here in Bank Nifty futures. Immediately there was a pullback. I think on this couple of days, many people started talking that market has started pulling back and maybe a price has been discounted, and I think the situation is fine. But suddenly then there was a gap down and prices started going down. This is typical volatility when markets are going down, and especially when there is a war situation going on, it's even worse. I could say that the volatility right now in Bank Nifty futures, if you check, it's close to 1000 points in a day. It's absolutely normal. रोज का अगर 1000 पॉइंट, इनफैक्ट मैं बोलूंगा आज जो ऊपर नीचे हुआ है, we have closed 585 points down, but if you see the difference between today's high and low, 35,178 and 34,178, it's almost 1000 points. So 1000 पॉइंट नीचे अप डाउन होना रोज, ये बहुत नॉमिनल है. और अगर ये वॉलेटिलिटी बढ़ते गए तो और ज्यादा डिफरेंसेस बढ़ेंगे higher low mein. So basically, if we close below this low and if the momentum continues, we can go much lower, because the next support in Bank Nifty is a little bit lower. Nifty futures has a support, but Bank Nifty can fall even more. So we need to be careful. So people who are short in Bank Nifty futures certainly should not short here, because we have a high wave candle over here. We are at supports. If this is broken and price keeps on going down, maybe your luck is favorable for you and your profits are increasing. Just hold on with trailing stop losses. That's it. Private banks. Now, private banks, I think so overall chart is looking very much similar to the Bank Nifty futures. This is the Bank Nifty future, and this is the private banking chart. Same thing. I think we are at supports and we have a high wave candle. If we break below this, if we close below this and sustain for at least 2 days, we'll go probably lower and hit this level. So you need to be careful about that. PSU banking pack, we need to check in the monthly time frame. In the monthly time frame, I think it is consolidating. In the monthly time frame, despite so much of selling, we are still in an uptrend, no doubt about that. And we are consolidating in the monthly time frame. If I check in the weekly time frame, we can clearly see that the price has retraced and it has hit a support level. Okay, we can see that the trend is flat. It's not down. It is flat because Bank Nifty futures, if you check, the trend is down, but in PSU banks, the trend is flat. So it means PSU bank is outperforming Bank Nifty futures and the trend is flat, but we are at supports. If we break the support, if we sustain below it, on this day, we did break the support, but immediately we had a pullback. So now if we close below this low, okay, and if we sustain, then yes, surely we'll be going down. Metals. Metals is the only index I can say as of now which is outperforming. Everything else is probably underperforming, and which is completely all right considering the rally which we had in last couple of years. So if you check at the monthly time frame, I would just omit this candle because this candle is not complete. If you just check the chart like this, things are looking okay. Yes, they are overstretched, they are overbought, but still it is a chart which is looking much better than other indexes. And if you look at the weekly time frame, prices were consolidating sideways from almost August 2021, and now the prices have started going up. In the daily chart, you can see there has been a decent breakout, and I also explained on Twitter with one of the metal candidates, and which was Tata Steel. If I just plot volumes over here in Tata Steel, you will see one thing which is very special. When you can see the movement was sideways, the volumes came down, it were reducing. When the price did rise over here, the volume went up. Again, when the price came down, volume came down. Again, when the prices started going up, again there was an expansion in volume. So this was a clear-cut accumulation formation going on without any doubt. There is no doubt in my mind. This was surely some sort of accumulation going on because higher time frame was looking really good. And then we had a high volume breakout. It was not just a breakout. You can see 1, 2, 3, bang. 3 bade candles and expansion in volume. So this is a breakout. So keeping Nifty, keeping Sensex aside, if you just look at the metal pack, it is outperforming. This is a time to possibly buy metal stocks for positional trades. But again, you need to be understanding that the size of these candles which has happened, if you look properly, this particular candle 1, 2 and 3, these are not exactly three white soldiers, but these are very, very similar to three white soldiers format, okay, with a high volume breakout. So this is in an uptrend and you need to pick your stocks properly. Tata Steel is one of them. You can have a look on other stocks also. You can see JSW Steel, I wouldn't go for. SAIL is also underperforming. I wouldn't go for. Jindal Steel is okay. You can say Hindalco is one of the best, even better than Tata Steel, I should say. In fact, if it does retraces and after retracement, if it goes up, then it could be a beautiful swing trade too. So as of now, I can say Tata Steel, Jindal Steel and Hindalco. These are the three stocks which you should keep in watch. But remember one thing, the volatility is very high even in metal stocks. You can see the size of these candles. The volatility is really high. So be sure that you keep your position sizing in such a way that in case if the trade doesn't work out, you should not lose more than 1% on your entire trading account. Be sure about that. All right. The position sizing is the key and the stock selection is the key. Autopack. Now, Autopack is one of the index which was outperforming, I think, before the correction. If you just keep the chart like this, just before the correction started, Autopack was one of the indexes which was outperforming in a big way, but now things have changed. You can see now suddenly the trend is down in the weekly chart also. Even in the daily chart, certainly the trend is down. Only thing is the RSI is at 26 or 27. So it means that we are in an oversold level. And prices are also pretty much away from the moving averages and we are at a support band. So the support band is from 9839 to 9732. If we close below this for maybe a couple of days, we can go lower. But just be sure that if you are short in any of the auto stocks, keep on trailing the stop losses because we are at support. RSI is oversold. Price is away from the moving averages. In case if there is a pullback, then you should be always keeping watch on your trailing stop losses. All right. Financial pack. Now, financial pack, let me go to the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame, in fact, in the last month itself, we saw that the trend was flat. Even right now, we are flat. Neither it is up, neither it is down. In the weekly chart, certainly trend is down and we have broken the previous low. Even RSI has broken this particular low. But as per my calculations, we are at a support and we are having a high wave candle, which is not extremely powerful, but nevertheless, we do have this particular candle and RSI is trying to hit the oversold level. Still, it has not tested the 30th level, but it is trying to do that. So in case if there is a bounce back or something, then you should be trailing your stop losses. And in case if we close below this, then markets will continue going down. IT pack. Now, IT pack is one of the packs which I have been maintaining my negative bias since last few weeks, and I would continue to do the same. But in the monthly time frame, we are in an uptrend. In the weekly time frame, something interesting has happened. What has happened is, now this is a support, this particular line which I have kept over here, 32,472 as per my calculations. This is a support and we have a small hammer candle over here. Okay. But we just have a flattish trend over here. Okay. And generally many times I've seen when markets correct, IT stocks start behaving as a defensive sector or something. Is that going to happen? I think we need to wait and watch and find out what happens. But as a short-term trader, as a swing trader, I would suggest that we are at a juncture where there is a lot of resistance and the trend is down. This is just a mere pullback. So if we just consolidate over here, if we just consolidate and if we do not surpass this particular resistance and after testing this particular resistance, if we start correcting, then I think you should start looking at IT stocks as possibly swing trades, probably on the downside. But again, saying please do not pick any stocks. Be very, very sure about picking one or two stocks which are the best bet, because if you see all of the IT stocks, the charts have been completely distorted because the movements which have happened. Actually, the trend is down, but overall the movement is completely sideways. So you need to be very, very smart which stock you're picking. If you do not understand, please don't trade. Simple as that. Agar samajh mein nahi aa raha, just stay on the sidelines. Don't need to trade every day. Understand that. So stock picking is important. And now this is the pharma pack. Trend is certainly down, and even in the weekly chart, you can see the trend is down and we have hit a support. This is the first support, and if you check properly, this is a high wave candle, and if we close below this particular candle, this is a recent low, probably we'll be testing this second support, which is at 12,200 or 12,202. The trend is down. Keep on trailing your stop losses. FMCG pack is now started looking interesting thanks to one stock, which is ITC. You can see phenomenal pullback in last 2 days, especially today. Even the volume is slightly higher. And if you check the FMCG pack, what has happened is, first let's look at the monthly time frame. In the monthly time frame, the overall trend is flat, but this juncture, this previous highs is a very good support. Even there is a cluster over here. So this entire area actually is a very strong support, but still there is no momentum on the upside. If you check the weekly time frame, the trend is down, certainly down, and we are at a support band. As a short-term trader, as a swing trader, what you can see is that we have a hammer, we are at support band. So anyone who is in case has a negative bias on any stock, say for example, I had shared a negative view on Hindustan Unilever somewhere over here, and then the stock started melting down. Somewhere over here, I even booked my profits. I think I had shared on Twitter last few days. So if anyone is holding negative views or maybe short positions in FMCG stocks, you should be very wise enough to understand that we are at a support, plus we have a hammer, plus we also have a probable negative divergence. This is not still a probable positive divergence. We have a lower low in price. We have a higher close in RSI. In case if we have a big green candle somewhere over here, we may see a pullback which might take the price in FMCG pack higher. So we need to be very smart about that and start trailing your stop losses very, very, very aggressively. Realty pack. Now realty pack, you can see we are at very good supports. This is a good cluster if you check properly, and this is the support band in the weekly time frame. Till here the trend was flat, and this candle I'm still not considering. So the trend is flat in the weekly time frame, and we are at supports. In the daily chart, the trend is certainly down. If we manage to hold on, because till the time this correction was not going on, realty pack was one of the outperformance, but this particular correction has been very, very lethal. And in case if this support band doesn't hold on and if the price bisects this particular support band and keeps on going down, then the downtrend will continue. You need to be very careful about that. Consumer pack, lot of indexes you can see are now near supports, and that is the reason why possibly even Nifty future is at support. So overall the entire market is somewhere around supports. Only the IT pack is near resistance. So what we can see over here, trend is down in the consumption pack. If you check the monthly time frame, we are at okay-ish support, not a very great support in the monthly time frame. The trend is as of now it is flat. If we close below this, if we close here or maybe even below in this month, we are at support in the weekly and the daily time frame, but in the terms of monthly chart, I don't think so. This is a really good support. Maybe we need to correct a little bit more, but I think that is what market will tell us. We don't need to predict that. So this is a average support, not a very good support, but we need to wait and watch what happens. If in case the entire market pulls back, then maybe even consumption stocks may pull back. But if we close below this and if we continue correcting, then I think it will be a healthy correction, because you might just have a look at the daily chart like this and you might see that continuously it is making lower highs, lower lows. That is okay. But if you look at the monthly time frame, the way it has gone up, I think some sort of correction, if it happens, it would be pretty healthy according to me. Mid cap index. Mid cap index, I guess this is probably the start of a consolidation or something in the monthly time frame. In the weekly time frame, the trend is down, but we are at supports. These supports do not look very, very strong to me. But when a short-term pullback happens, for that sort of pullback or maybe for a consolidation, they are pretty strong enough, not a very massive pullback. So just keep on trailing your stop losses and understand that we are in a downtrend. The support is average, not very strong. So if there is a pullback and if your trailing stop losses get hit, it's completely all right, and stay away from the market. And again, this is not a very good time to probably go short in the market, as overall all the sectors are near short-term supports. Except IT pack, everything is near short-term supports. So when the entire market is near short-term supports, it's not a very good time to go short until and unless you are picking an IT stock, or until and unless the stock which you have picked is looking very, very high probable trade on the chart. All right. So I hope this particular educational video has helped all of you, and especially the people who are watching this video on YouTube. Kindly share these videos with other traders. They might find it helpful, and let me know by your comments below, how did you find this video? Thank you and trade well.